Formula One, the pinnacle of motorsport, where the world's best drivers and teams compete at breakneck speeds on iconic circuits. But what if I told you there's an investigation underway that could reshape the very fabric of this sport? This is the story of Andretti, Liberty Media, and a fight for the future of Formula One. When Formula One first roared to life in 1950, the grid was bustling with nearly 30 teams. A chaotic mix of factory-backed giants and daring privateers. The sport was new, unrefined, and brimming with a sense of adventure. Back then, the focus was on the drivers, not the teams. These early years were marked by unpredictability. Anyone with a car and the courage to race could give it a go, but with the introduction of the Constructors' Championship in 1958, the competition intensified, setting the stage for the high-stakes world of modern F1. This shift not only added prestige, but also drew clear lines between the factory teams and the privateers, leading to a more professional and structured sport. However, this evolution begs the question, what would F1 look like today if we still had 30 teams? Could it maintain the same level of prestige and excitement, or would the sheer number of competitors dilute the quality and exclusivity that F1 is known for? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Fast forward to 2024 and we have just 10 active teams with 20 drivers on the grid. For a sport that claims to be the ultimate proving ground for both drivers and engineers, this feels restrictive. The number of seats has made F1 one of the most exclusive and competitive sports in the world, but at what cost? With legends like Fernando Alonso still competing at the highest level well into their 40s, where does that leave the young guns, the next generation of talent trying to make their mark? How many potential stars are we missing out on because there simply aren't enough opportunities on the grid? This isn't just about numbers. The reduction in teams from the crowded grids of the 1950s to today's streamlined lineups was meant to enhance competition and safety, to ensure that only the best of the best would make it to the start line. But have we gone too far? Have we sacrificed the sport's unpredictability, the very essence of what made it so thrilling in the first place, for the sake of professionalism and perfection? Let's dive deeper into this transformation. Consider the 1950 British Grand Prix, the first ever race in the F1 World Championship. Out of 26 drivers who entered, only 21 started the race and just 11 managed to finish. The gap in qualifying times between the fastest car and the 10th place car was a staggering 6 seconds. These wide disparities were common in the early days, where technological gaps between teams were enormous and reliability was often a matter of luck as much as engineering skill. Contrast that with the 2024 British Grand Prix, where the gap between the top 10 cars in qualifying was just over 1 second. The sport has undoubtedly become more competitive and precise, with advancements in technology and regulations leveling the playing field. But this precision has also led to a far more exclusive environment. Only those with the deepest pockets and the most advanced technology can compete. So what do we want as F1 fans? Do we yearn for the days of more teams and more drivers, where unpredictability and chaos were part of the charm? Or should F1 remain an exclusive club where only the best of the best can compete? Share your thoughts in the comments and let's explore what these changes mean for the sport we love. The Andretti name is synonymous with American motorsport, a legacy of speed, innovation, and championship glory. Mario Andretti, a legend in his own right, is the last American driver to win an F1 championship, a feat he accomplished in 1978. His son, Michael Andretti, though less successful in F1, carved out a stellar career in other forms of motorsport, eventually transitioning into team ownership. Michael Andretti's vision didn't stop with his driving career. In 2002, he purchased a stake in Team Green, a move that led to the formation of Andretti Autosport, a team that would go on to compete and succeed across multiple disciplines, including IndyCar, Formula E, Extreme E, and IMSA. Under Michael's leadership, Andretti Autosport became a powerhouse in the racing world, a beacon of American excellence in motorsport. In 2024, Andretti Global, with the backing of General Motors under the Cadillac brand, officially bid to join the F1 grid. This bid was seen as a bold move, a return of American influence to the highest level of motorsport. Fans were ecstatic. Finally, a new team with real pedigree, ambition, and the resources to back it up. But the excitement quickly turned to disappointment when on January 31, 2024, Formula One management, FOM, rejected Andretti's bid. But Andretti didn't take this lying down. They turned to the US Department of Justice, triggering an investigation that could shake F1 to its core. This isn't just a simple spat between a racing team and F1 management. The DOJ's antitrust division has real power, and when they get involved, things can change fast. Just ask companies like Apple or Google who face similar investigations. The DOJ is now scrutinizing whether F1's rejection of Andretti violated antitrust laws by favoring existing European teams over a potential American entrant. If the DOJ forces FOM to reverse their decision and Andretti does enter F1 in 2026, the dynamic of the sport will change dramatically. We're talking about 2 extra cars on the grid, a stronger American presence, and a team with a chip on its shoulder, eager to prove the doubters wrong. But it's also a recipe for tension. The existing teams who opposed Andretti's entry will be watching closely, waiting for them to slip up. And Andretti, knowing the stakes, will be pushing harder than ever to succeed. But let's dig deeper into why this matters so much. Formula One is not just a sport, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. The revenue generated by F1 is shared among the teams based on their performance, but the pot is only so big. Adding an 11th team means slicing the pie into smaller pieces, and that's something the current teams are not eager to see happen. This economic tension is at the heart of the resistance to Andretti's bid. The existing teams are protecting their interests, and who can blame them? In a sport where every dollar counts, even a slight dip in revenue could be the difference between staying competitive and falling behind. But why have things changed so much? What happened to the days when anyone could try their hand at Formula One? The answer lies in the complexity of the modern sport. Today's F1 cars are technological marvels, requiring immense resources, expertise, and a deep understanding of aerodynamics, electronics, and hybrid technology. The barrier to entry is higher than ever, and with that comes the risk of the sport losing some of its unpredictability and charm. The shift to hybrid and electric vehicles marked a significant turning point. The introduction of hybrid power units in 2014 was F1's first step towards sustainability. But it also made the sport more exclusive. The upcoming 2026 regulations, focusing on cost control and sustainability, are designed to attract more manufacturers. Fans hoped that these changes would usher in a new era of competition, with big names like Porsche, Audi, and even Ford entering the fray. But instead, we're seeing old players in new uniforms. Aston Martin merely a rebrand of Racing Point, Ford putting its badge on Red Bull's engine, and Audi taking over Sauber. And then there's the impact on F1's global reach. Formula One has always had a complex relationship with the United States. Despite the country's immense market potential, F1 struggled for decades to establish a strong foothold. That began to change with Liberty Media's acquisition of the sport, leading to a surge in popularity stateside. We've seen the addition of races in Miami and Las Vegas and a rise in American fan engagement. But without a strong American team or driver, can this momentum be sustained? Imagine the boost in viewership and engagement if there were a successful American team on the grid, an element that could transform the business of F1 as we know it. Andretti's entry could be the catalyst for a new era of American interest in F1, potentially unlocking new sponsorship, fan bases, and partnerships that would benefit the sport globally. This is more than just another story in the world of F1, it's a turning point. Whichever route this investigation takes, the impact on the sport will be significant and long-lasting. For us, the fans, it's a story we need to follow closely. The decision could shape not just the future of one team, but the entire landscape of Formula One for years to come. Will F1 embrace new talent and teams, or will it continue down the path of exclusivity? The stakes couldn't be higher. So, what do you think? Should Andretti be allowed into F1? Could they bring the excitement and competition we've been craving? Or should F1 remain the exclusive pinnacle of motorsport? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth F1 insights right here on F1 Aficionado. Stay tuned, because the twists and turns of this story are just beginning.